pork, bok choy and coconut. It really is delicious. Let's get moving. So in my wok, I've got about 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm using corn oil, getting that hot. We're going to take our pork loin, really beautiful cut here, thick cut as well. We're going to drop that all in. There's about 700 grams in total of this, by the way. Okay, so that's just been about 2 minutes. What we're going to do now is drop it in a cup of sliced onions. Got some red chilies here. I'm just using 3. Just slip them open so their flavour comes out. About a tablespoon of chunky sliced cut ginger. Some black pepper. Get some salt in the mix. And let's go for about another 4 or so minutes. High heat. Stir, stir, stir. Beautiful stuff. Now, pork loin will cook really quickly, by the way. Okay, I've got some sesame oil here. Going to give that a nice little drizzle in there. Give it a nice nutty flavour. Soy sauce. I'm using a light soy. 2 to 3 tablespoons in the mix there. Use dark if you want. Coconut milk. I've got 1 whole cup there. Little drizzle of water. 1/4 cup maybe, just to kind of thin the coconut out. And then very simply what we're going to do is we're going to lower the heat a little bit. We're not on a raging heat now. And what we're going to do is we're going to go for about 6 or 7 minutes. In goes our bok choy or pak choy, some people call that. Fairly chunky cut. This cooks extremely quickly, so we're just going to mix that in and go for 2 to 3 minutes only. Look at that. Fabulous, fabulous stuff. Really, really good. Hope you enjoy that. Keep safe, keep well. I'll see you soon. Lots of love. We're going to make some lovely, easy Chinese sausage today. Let's get moving. So there's lots and lots of different types of Chinese sausage. You can get pork generally, beef, chicken and things like that. Like this is a pork sausage. It's quite fatty. Get it chopped up. Couple of tablespoons of oil in there. And then some sliced garlic. Quite heavy on the garlic. There's probably maybe half a head there. A little bit of onion. Not too much onion in this one. So we're going to get that in. I'm using white onion, use red or brown if you want. So nice and hot. Let's spin that around for a minute or so. Then let's get our sliced sausage in there. Like I say, this is a pork sausage. Many, many types. Again, throw that around in the pan. For about 3 or so minutes. Okay, next up, a little bit of green beans in there, just like half a cup maybe. Black pepper, plenty of that. And let's just cook for another 2 or 3 minutes. Keep it moving. Some water, about half a cup of water, get that in there now. That's going to help kind of cook the vegetables as well. I'm using a light soy sauce here, a couple of tablespoons. Just cook that until the vegetables are nice and ready, and then finish that off with some large cut green onions. You may notice that I didn't put any salt in this because we added the soy, and these sausages can be quite salty. That's it. It's really simple. It's super delicious. Keep safe. Keep well. See you soon. Lots of love. So in a dry pan, you can see that I've just layered some slices of lemon in the bottom. I'm going to add one chili, just going to slit that open and put that in there. And then some whole cloves of garlic, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got some nice thick slices of fresh ginger, roughly about the same. You can adjust that if you want. And then some star anise, whole star anise, just popping them in there. Really, really simple. This is going to be a nice bed for our fish. A little bit of salt. And then time for the fish. I've got a lovely fillet of salmon here, skin on, just, you know, no bones. They de-picked it out for me. Skin side down. I'm going to lay that on top of the aromatics. Some water, just some cold water. Pour that over. Just enough to cover it. Lid on. Get that cooking. It's going to take about 7 or 8 minutes for this size. Right, out it comes on a plate, beautifully poached. Little bit of soy sauce. I'm using a light soy. You could use a different, darker, syrupy soy if you want. I like the light one. Decorate that with a nice red chili as a signature. Little bit of star anise. Some green onions. That looks absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. So simple. Hope you enjoy that. Keep safe, keep well. I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Today we're going to make some lovely, very simple vegetable noodles. Really easy, this one. Let's get moving. So I've bought some fresh noodles in a pack here. What I'm going to do is just follow the instructions on them and just cook them for a few minutes, but all noodles are quite different. Let's get moving. 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil in there in my wok, getting that nice and hot. 1 tablespoon of ginger and 1 tablespoon of garlic, sliced up beautifully, nice and hot. Spin that around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some onion. I'm using a white onion today, 1 cup of that. We're going to cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. That's just got a little head start on everything else. Let's take a look at our vegetables. I've got carrots, green beans, sugar snaps, and broccoli here. Half a cup each, I would imagine. The selection of vegetables obviously is entirely up to you. Let's get some salt in the mix and some black pepper. But by the way, we've still got a couple more vegetables to go here, just not adding them just yet. Stir fry this around 3 to 4 minutes. Keep it moving pretty much all of the time. Wonderful stuff. Next up, I'm going to add about a cup or just under a cup of bell peppers. Fairly chunky cut, and get them in. Give them a little spin for a minute or so. I've got about a cup or about the same again of some fresh white mushrooms. And again, let's just go for 90 seconds. Looking fabulous. Noodle time. So in go all of my noodles. There's about 6 or 7 cups of noodles in total once they're cooked. Like I say, what you want to do is look at the packet because there's so many different types of noodles, and just follow the instructions on, drain them off, and then off you go. We need to mix this in and mix this in and mix this in. I'm going to go for about 3 to 4 minutes now. Quarter cup of water, just a little bit of water just to kind of help it steam out there a little bit now. A light soy sauce is going to go in now, about 2 tablespoons. And about 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. You can adjust the soy and the oyster sauce as much as you like, actually. Okay, we're going to be mixing this in and mixing this in. What I like to do sometimes is use 2 spoons to get in there and kind of toss it around. It's a bit sort of easier. About 4 minutes. Any selection of vegetables that you like, super easy and absolutely delicious. Green onions if you want, entirely up to you. Hope you enjoy that. Keep safe, keep well. I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Okay, let's get these clams happening. So in this wok here, I've got about 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm using a corn oil, getting that nice and hot. To that, I'm going to add some star anise whole, about 3 or 4. Then we're going to go for some nice sliced, thick sliced actually, ginger, some garlic, and about half a cup of onion. What we're going to do is throw them around in this hot oil for 2 to 3 minutes. Next up, we're going to be adding some salt and pepper. You can use black pepper like I am, or white pepper. That's entirely up to you. Fresh red chilies I'm using here. The amount you use is entirely up to you. I've kept the seeds in my one. I've just slit them down the middle. But yeah, nice to give it a nice kick. I'm now going to add 1 cup of tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, going to get them in the mix. They're going to kind of act as a little bit of a sauce for this. And then the clams. Now the clams that you use, there are many, of course, different types of clams, but the clams I'm using here are quite large, white ones. They're going to go in, we're going to spin them around again in the hot pan for 4 to 5 minutes until they open out nicely, and they're going to be done really beautiful. So off goes the heat. I'm just going to finish this off with some green onions in the mix. Excuse all the steam, the camera's right above this wok here. But that's it, job done. Super easy and delicious. I hope you enjoy that. Keep safe, keep well. I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Hello, how you doing? Look, today we're making these crabs. These are a soft shell crab. We're making them in a sweet tomato spicy sauce. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. Okay, so the first thing we better look at are the crabs, aren't we? I've got 1 kg here of crabs. That's 2.2 pound. So these are a local crab to me. They're a soft shell type of crab, and they're very easy to clean, these ones, because all you do is you take this piece here and you break that off. You've now cleaned it, so once that's off, that's good. Now, I've given them a little wash. What we're going to do is we're going to cut them in half. So before I show you the other ingredients in front of you now, let me just show you the crab. So, cut in half like so. So they're ready to go. Let's take a look at this lot, shall we? So what I've got here, let me just grab a pointer. I've got 1 can of tomatoes, a regular size can, a 400 ml can. That was a whole plum tomato. I've just squeeze that with my hand. We've got 2 cups here of onion, red onion sliced. Half a cup, it's actually 135 grams of tomato paste, one of those kind of small little Tetra packs. About a tablespoon of sliced fresh ginger. Fresh chili, the amount's up to you. You can see what I've got there, about a tablespoon. Here I've got some parsley or cilantro, optional. I've got a tablespoon of light soy sauce. Garlic, I'm going for a tablespoon there. some star anise, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces maybe, a tablespoon of brown sugar, salt and pepper. There's a couple of other things that are going to go into this, but that's the base of it. Let's get moving. So you're going to need a kind of large saucepan or a kind of woky thing like this. Obviously we've got the volume of the crabs to go in there. Oil, I've got 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil there. I'm using a sunflower oil. You can use a different oil if you want. The heat has just been put on. Let's start by dropping in the star anise and the ginger along with the garlic. About 90 seconds stirring this around. Then we can start to add some more ingredients. Perfect. Let's get our onion in and our fresh chili. I'm using red chili there. Slit them down the middle and also kept all of the seeds in. Salt and pepper to taste. Fairly lively heat, as you can hear and see. We're going to go for 3 minutes. This is a very, very simple but full of flavour, this sauce. So we're going to drop in that tomato paste. To that we're going to add the sugar, brown sugar. You can use white sugar if you want, but I think brown's good. And we're going to go for another 3 minutes, stirring pretty much all of the time. Let's get that little bit of soy in there, soy sauce. We're now going to drop in that 1 can of tomatoes. Like I say, that was a whole plum tomato, just crushed it up with my hand. And then we're going to add some water. It's about 100 ml of water there. So we're going to turn the heat down, because it's been on a fairly high heat, kind of vibrant heat. We're going to turn this down to medium. We're going to let it go for 6 minutes. Beautiful stuff. Very simply, we're now going to add the crab in and give it a little mix. Then we're going to pop a lid on it, and for this size we're going to let it go for another 6 to 8 minutes. On a medium heat. Okay, then off goes the heat. Just like sort of 7 or 8 minutes. These cook quite quickly because they're quite small. Let me just get this lid out of the way. And that's it, job done. You've just cooked yourself some crabs. Now, soft shell crabs like these, you can clean them really easily. Other crabs, slightly more difficult and involved. Let's get them on a plate, delicious. Okay, there you go. So I didn't forget that coriander or parsley. I'm actually using coriander just to put on at the end. Simple, delicious, little bit of sweetness in there, spicy crabs. Get in there, enjoy.
Hello, hope you're doing well. Look, today we're going to make some sweet and sour vegetables. It's really quite simple. Let's get started by making our little sweet and sour sauce. So, I've got some oil there. I'm using sesame oil, gives it a nice nutty flavour. And we're on a below medium heat. I'm going to drop in 1 dried red chilli and 2 or 3 whole star anise. To that I'm going to add about a tablespoon of ginger. You can see how I've cut that in strips. Chop it if you want. And then a couple of teaspoons of garlic. So let's just get that together. That'll infuse that oil. A beautiful start already. Look at that. That was just like a minute or so. Then we're going to hit this with quite a lot of black pepper. I love black pepper in this. We're not going to be adding any salt to this just yet. So here we go. I've got a cup of vinegar, white vinegar. I'm actually using a cane vinegar, but you could change that to something else, no problem. And again, stay on this just below medium heat, not too high. I've got about 2 tablespoons of tomato ketchup. Now, I'm not adding any soy sauce to this, but you can if you want. And then I'm going to hit it with some honey. Again, maybe a tablespoon or so. So just let that go and stir, 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 just for like 2 minutes. Fabulous stuff. Okay, we've done it. That is it. A really delicious, simple, sweet and sour sauce. So we can move on now. Now you can use any selection of vegetables that you want. I'll show you what I'm using here. So above medium heat in my pan, a little bit of oil. Again, you can choose what you want. Half a cup of onion. And about half a cup there of carrots. Cut them nice and thin. And I've got some French beans here. So you want to get in your hardest vegetables first, you know what I mean? So if you're using celery, for example, get that in now. Black pepper again, and some garlic that I've added. If you wanted, you could put some more ginger in here. A little bit of salt into the vegetables. And then we're going to stir fry this around for about 2 minutes. We're then going to be layering up the vegetables as they need to be cooked. So in my case, it's going to be broccoli. I'm adding like a cup, half a cup, depends on what the amount you want, but roughly equal amounts of all of the vegetables. So 2 minutes later here, let's move on here. I've got some zucchini or courgette. Cut that fairly thin, you can see. Mushrooms would be good in here, or like I say, any vegetables that you want really. And staying on this heat, we're going to flip this around for another 2 minutes. Okay, here's our sweet and sour sauce. We're going to pour that in. Give that a little stir up. And then I've got some bell peppers here. Different colours, you know. A little bit of green onion. And again, 90 seconds, 2 minutes or so. Spin that around in the pan. Really good, loving this one. And then I've got some white onion, chunky cut white onion. Kind of goes in just near the end there. And that's it. Really, really simple. That is absolutely delicious. Like I say, any selection of veg that you want could go in there. And if you do want to use some soy, stick it in. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I hope you enjoy that. Keep safe, keep well, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Now, if you do enjoy what you're seeing here, please do take time to either give me a comment, a thumbs up, or subscribe. It really does help the channel out a great deal. See ya.
Hello, how you doing? Look, today we're going to make this tofu with cabbage and carrots. It's really, really simple to get together. It's delicious. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. Okay, so let's have a look at what we're using today. My tofu already fried and ready. I'll talk about that in a moment. About 3 cups. 3 cups of white cabbage, 1 cup of carrots, cut them really thin, 1 cup of onion, 2 tablespoons of a soy sauce. I'm using a light one. And then here, about a tablespoon of garlic and fresh ginger. Let's get to the cooker, get this together. Really, really easy and really fast. So in a skillet or a wok or something like that, you're going to need some oil. I've got about 3 tablespoons of oil here. I'm using coconut oil, but you can use a different oil if you want. We're going to drop in, I've just put the heat on by the way, the ginger and the garlic, the onion, and our carrots. Like I say, cut them really, really thin. We're going to go for about 3 minutes with these guys, stirring pretty much all of the time. Beautiful. Next up, we're going to drop in some black pepper. Fairly generous. I'm not adding salt because I'm going to be adding the soy. That's salty enough for me, but you could add some salt if you wanted. Let's grab our cabbage. In that goes. And again, let's go for 3 more minutes. on this high heat, stirring often. So with tofu, let's have a little chat about that. It comes in different grades, from very soft, like a kind of mousse, to very firm, extra hard. If you're frying it like I have done, you need a firm, hard, or extra hard. What you do is you cut it into the pieces that you want. It comes in some water usually. It's kind of sitting in a little bit of water. You just kind of pat it dry, try and dry it out as much as you can, and then fry away. Now what I've done in the past as well, if you want to be a bit more healthy, that is you can air fry it. Get it in the air fryer for like, 8 or 9 minutes, 180 or something, and it will cook really beautifully. So here we go. You can see it's there. So when you fry it, it kind of turns into this kind of nice golden brown on the outside, and it's nice and kind of white and soft on the inner. Let's go for another 3 minutes. Again, lively heat, stirring often. Now if you wanted, you could get some green onions in here or something, spring onions, bit of chili or some other veg, keeping this really simple today. We're going to take our couple of tablespoons of the light soy. 60 seconds, job done. So easy, so delicious. Hope you enjoy that. Keep safe, keep well, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Thanks a lot for getting to the end of the video. If you'd like to give me a thumbs up, that does help us out quite a lot with the algorithm and such like. Subscribe if you like, you'll get notified about what we're doing. There's a thanks button if you want to donate. See you soon.